Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some ratio problems. So the first question that they ask us here, they say the ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 2. So if we write this out, we have 3 boys for every 2 girls. So that's our first bit. We're going to start with what's given to us, so 12 boys, and we're asked for girls. So we have 12 boys, and then we want to solve 3 boys for every 2 girls. We're going to put boys on the bottom because we want to get rid of that, and 2 girls on top. So these cancel out. So to solve for this, we're going to multiply the top, divide by the bottom. So 24 divided by 8. 24 divided by 3 gives us 8 girls. All right, next one. Takes 1 supergiant pizza to feed 3 people. If you invite 36 people, how many pizzas do you need? So we have 1 pizza. It's for every 3 people. So again, for our ratio, 36 people for every 3 people, we have 1 pizza. These cross out, so multiply and divide. 36 divided by 3 gives us 12 pizzas. All right, recent party, it costs $9.50 for refreshments for 10 guests. At this rate, how much would it cost for 80 guests? So again, if we're looking at, let's not go out of order. The ratio that we have is $9.50, so $9.50 for every 10 guests. So we're trying to find the cost for 80 guests. So 80 guests, we have 10 guests for every $9.50. So we divide by 10. So this would be 8 times 9.50. So we should get a calculator. $80 divided by 10 times 9.50. We get $7.60. Okay. And the last one, Marty has saved $7.30 and $17.50 in the past 3 weeks. At this rate, how much will she save in 15 weeks? So we're starting with 15 weeks. We want to figure out how much. So again, we're looking at this one. Our ratio is going to be $17.50 for every 3 weeks. So setting this up, 15 weeks, 3 weeks for every $17.50. So weeks cancel out. We get our answer. 15 times 17.50 divided by 3. So we're going to get $87.50. All right. So that's with word problems. Let's look at it with calculations. All right, so here we're asked to find some ratios. So in this problem, we're giving N, H, and 2. So we want to find the ratio between N2 and H2. So N2, we'll put a 1 in front. So we have 1 mole of N2. So we're taking the coefficients, numbers in front. For every H2, 3 moles of H2. N2 and NH3, so we're going to compare N2 and NH3. So 1 mole of N2 for every 2 moles of NH3. And then here we're comparing H2 and NH3. So 3 moles of H2 for every 2 moles of NH3. So all of these, we're just using the coefficients, the numbers in front, either the 1, the 3, or the 2. We know which one to use based off of what they give us. So it's N2 and H2, N2 and H2. We have the coefficient, we have the coefficient. That's kind of how we break it down. All right, let's look at an actual problem where we solve this. So answer the following questions. We want to find what is the ratio of H2 to H2O. So H2 to H2O, the molar ratio is going to be 2, using the coefficient. So 2 moles of H2 for every 2 moles of H2O. We can reduce this. Since they're both divisible by 2, we get 1 mole of H2 for every 1 mole of H2O. All right, let's go ahead and look at this. Suppose that we had 20 moles of H2 on hand and plenty of O2. How many moles of H2O can you make? So again, we're going to start with moles of H2. We're going to find moles of H2O. So if we were to solve for this, take what we know, the 20 moles of H2, and then we're going to use our ratio here. So we can use either of these. I'm going to use the one on the bottom. So 1 mole of H2 for every 1 mole of H2O. So since it's 1 to 1, we'll get 20 moles. And this is where units important, of H2O. And that would be our answer. Okay, on the back. They're going to ask us kind of the same thing here. So we want to figure out what is our ratio. So here we have magnesium chloride and we have moles of aluminum chloride. So magnesium chloride and aluminum chloride. So here we're starting with 8 moles. So we're going to start with 8 moles of MgCl2. This is what's given to us here. We want to find our ratio. So the ratio of Mg to Al is 3 moles of MgCl2 for every 2 moles of AlCl3. So this is what we're going to take. This is our bottom, this is our top. So we're just going to put in 3 moles of MgCl2 for every 2 moles of ACO. Right. So these are going to cancel out. We multiply by 2, so 16 divided by 3, we get 5 1/3. So 5.33 moles of AlCl3. All right, if we look at the next one, we're starting with 10 moles of aluminum. So we want to find magnesium chloride. So aluminum is going to be our Al. So our ratio, 2 moles of Al for every magnesium chloride, 3 moles of MgCl2. So we start at 10 mole of aluminum, and we just put on our pieces on the bottom. So we divide this out. 5 times 3 is 15. And that's one of them worked out. So you should be able to get through the rest of them. There's one example of each.